Let me put on my lights, camera, action. Ooh. Well, let's see. It takes people a little while. It takes people a little while to jump on Red October's channel. You know, not everybody can be that quick to the draw. You know, so I can sit here for a few minutes if I have to, and then we'll go from there. Nobody knows. Red is on live. Nobody knows that I'm here. Nobody knows. All right. If I have to, I will do a video and make something out of this. So this will not be a complete waste. All right, let me get started here in case no one jumps on and we can get the show on the road. I just uploaded another video, being the best parent. So less than 2 minutes if you're short on attention span and you're a parent, or you're looking for some advice, go check out that video. Like, share, comment, subscribe, give a big old thumbs up. I always think it should never be that much work. It should never be that much work to be successful here on YouTube. I'm not saying you shouldn't put in the work. I'm just saying it should never be that difficult. Somebody should be able to come across your video and then, like, boom, your channel blows up. So, but that's not the way it works, so whatevs. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do another Texas state shape wood design today. I have a little bit left over of the material, so I thought I'm gonna see if I can get one more out of it. Hopefully the same size. We'll see. That one that I made came out really good. Of course, never perfection, but you know what is. Life is not perfect, so I don't go off cookie cutter, laser point, perimeter. What's going on, Secret Stuff? How long you been? You just jump on? Man, you're on it, man. I did reply back to your email, so just check those emails out. So, and if you want to bring it up in the conversation, we'll try to hit some points on that. So. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I got the fan blowing over there and 2 little ones over here. So if you can hear me, give me a 10 by 10. No, just kidding, 5 by 5. Just let me know, hey, I can hear you loud and clear, Red. Got up and ran some errands. I try to stay productive. I try to stay active, man, moving. I may not put on the big old backpack and go hiking and stuff, but I move, man. I constantly move. Thank you, Secret Stuff. I constantly move. Like, I'm always like, move, go, 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 go. Even when I got injured yesterday, there was a big old bee, wasp. I don't know what it was. It was like a big old fat black bee-looking fly, and I thought it was. And it came past me, man. It flew so fast. It was like just like a little hummingbird, and I kind of got in the house, and when I opened the door, I went back, and there's a little. I installed a little latch extension out, and that little metal piece, the corner, hit me right on the funny bone tender. Oh, it messed me up yesterday. I was like, man, my arm was sore. So, of course, no knife throwing for a couple of days at least. So, it's those little injuries, man. You just like them little injuries. The other day or last week, did it hurt? Yeah, it hurt actually. Little tender spot right over here. So. I don't know if you're being serious or not, because I can never tell. You're always kidding. I never felt anything. Yeah, right there. And I've hit it a couple times, but I think because of all the woodworking that I used to do projects on and the hammering, it's just gotten to the point where, like, I can't do a lot of extensive physical things. I can't even see myself in projects back to back anymore, because, you know, I'm getting older and I'm starting to feel it in my joints and stuff. So I used to tell my kids that all the time. Yeah, so it's a funny bone. All right, they say it's your funny bone, but that shit does not. Ain't nothing funny about it. That shit hurts. So yesterday I just iced it down, but I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do anything extensive on it, and I was trying to finish up that little wood project for work. They actually asked us to if we can donate something. They do these charity things every year, and this lady's been hitting me up for years and years, and I don't mind doing. If I was a big corporation, a company, and I was like just mass producing and money was just flowing in, I wouldn't mind like, hey, I'll give one away. But the fact is, I'm not a business. I'm not I don't do this all the time. That when I do make projects, that's money that comes out of my pocket, and I got to find the materials, whatever I can find on clearance, on sale at Home Depot. They usually have a section where it's like 70% off, and sometimes you really get lucky on some prime, some some cedar wood, oak wood, or something. And when I do see it, man, I scoop that up because I know that if it rings up, 26, you know, on up, I can get that wood for 70% off, and I can build something off that. But most of mine is just regular 2x4 boards, whatever I can find. And I always tell people that my prices are based on what I can find the materials on. It's not going to be the same every time, because if I get lucky, whatever I spend, I multiply that times my labor, my costs, my skills, my tools, my time, and then if I have to go back to charge the customer, which is rare, because like I said, this is not a business, but every once in a while I can pull some side hustles and make little projects that people like, and people get mad because they're like, oh well, how about if I just give you double? So if I spend, for instance, $30, they want to give me 60. Or if I spend $50, they want to give me 100, and I'm like, well, that's not. There's no really profit in there for me. It has to be. And then this lady told me, and I'll move on from this subject, but this lady told me the way she does it, she does like little knittings, little projects, and she goes to like the farmers market or these little what do they call crafty shows. And so she says that what she does, I'll read your comment in a second. What she does is whatever materials that she buys or spends on, the materials itself, she multiplies that times 300, and that's how she gets her profit. So if she spends $10 on like knitting materials, buttons, and all that kind of stuff, multiply it times 300, that's $30. And the reason is that because of course, you're getting your materials, what you spent back, right? And then your time, cost, and labor, and your skills and all that, and then your profit margin. So it covers all that. So that's what I've been basing my prices off of, and it's been pretty successful. I always leave a little room in there for wiggle, a little wiggle room for pricing, but not much, because then it's otherwise I'm doing this shit for free. I tell people, I was like, I don't. So this lady's been bugging me at my job to make something, and I left that job, and then I came back, and then she's like, I know I've been hitting you up the last 3 years, but can you really please donate one of your projects? And I'm like, okay. But it's like, it's just, the thing is, it's like you spend your hard earned work money on that, and your time and your energy and your skill and your passion and your electricity for the tools, and then you got to go buy sandpaper, and then the chicks, it adds up, and then you want to be compensated for that. So I'm not too big on just donating shit for free, because it's like I don't get anything out of it. One lady, I'll tell you a separate story, and then I'll move on. One lady had been hitting me up on another platform for the longest time to donate, because she was trying to raise some money up, and I just kind of ignored her, and she's like, look, I know I keep bugging you, but can you please, your project or your swing, or like a little American flag swing that I made, right? And I knew that it looked good, and I knew that it was worth, I was gonna sell it, right? And I just told her, meet me at Starbucks and buy me a cup of coffee, and it's yours. That's it. Just so I feel like I'm getting something out of it. Buy me a cup of coffee. Just buy me a $5. She ended up giving me a $10 gift certificates or gift card. So, of course, I've never heard from her again. So, anyway, that's just the way it goes, right? All right. So let me go back to secret stuff, because you are the one you were here first, and you're the one that's commenting. So I'm gonna get to everyone's comment here. Hey, what's up, First Shot? Morning, miracle. All right, so all right, so Secret Stuff said a guy here builds bird houses from pallets, so he gets the wood for free. He does well. Yeah, I've seen other people do that, and the thing is, I've thought about it because the cost and labor is very cheap because they're small. For me, Secret Stuff, it always has to be about passion. If I'm not passionate about it, I'm not going to do it because I just feel like I don't, I mean, I could do it. I'm sure I could be successful at it. I'm sure. And I may still do it. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It's just, it's everything that I've built or, you know, done. It's because I wanted to do it. I'll get on Pinterest like I'm building that. That looks so freaking cool. And it's sometimes it's hit or miss. Most of the time it's a success. I wish every time I touched wood it was like boom like gold, boom like gold, boom like gold. But the thing is like with the whole COVID thing, people have been unemployed. People have not wanted, and then of course the wood has just skyrocketed. I used to pick up pallets, a lot of them. I had a shit ton of them, just scrap woods and all that. I ended up having to go to the dump twice, fill up the back of my truck, and after that, I was like, I'm never doing that again. I don't do it enough to make a living out of it. If I did, I would do it, but I'm like, it just because then it becomes a pile of mess. Like right now, behind me, on the other side, my miter saw's over there, scrap pieces of wood from the project. I'm gonna see what I can salvage, but I gotta clean that up. And today's Sunday, I'm like, I'm trying to rest, but I cannot just stay still. So I went and got, I took some other wood that I bought from Home Depot, new wood, and I bought some more of that discounted wood, that cedar prime wood that I made the state out of. So I'm gonna see if I can produce one more out of it. But that's why I did that thing, because I haven't done any wood projects lately, just because it's just there's no money in it, man. And nobody wants to pay prices that you're asking for. So I don't do it unless somebody asks me to do and they're willing to put some money down, or I know them and they are going to pay, because otherwise I just have all these projects, which I do have small little sign, like these sign projects behind me and shit, like that stuff. Like I have those in the garage, just random stuff that I've been wanting to get rid of, but nobody will buy it. And it's like, I had to take a step back and like, I don't even really do wood projects. I still have my saws and all that, but it has to be for me. It has to be something that I'm passionate about, and I want to build this. Period. So let me change the subject so we're not just talking about wood projects. All right, let me go to the list here one more time. Secret Stuff. He was numero uno. He was the first one, so he gets a superstar chat. Moonchild, welcome to the Gospel Sunday with Red. First shot. I've made some beer crafts for my buddy that some brews out of. Yeah, boom. Yeah, first shot. I always find it neat. I always find it very cool when you can take some scrap wood and cut the pieces that are good and build something out of it. I thought that's so awesome. And the thing is like, I don't want to be a cookie cutter wood maker. I don't want to build 10 of the same exact precision to the T dot stuff. I don't want to do that. That bores me. Like that, there's nothing original about it. And I always tell people, when I build you something, I will never build this same exact specification for anyone else. Everyone's different because I kind of build in my head. I'm building as I'm going. Like I'm like, okay, I'm do this. I'm gonna do. Okay, now I'm gonna do this. You know what? This is a great idea. I'm gonna add this, and it just turns into like, I won't say a masterpiece because everybody wants to talk good about their work, but it ends up turning out good. And if I f up or mess up, I fix it. Like I'm gonna make lemons out of this, lemonade out of these lemons. So, and one other guy, Seller 559. I don't know who here knows Seller 559 out in California. Good guy. Been subbed to him for years. He's been subbed to me. Consider him a good friend. He told me, or he did a video years ago that I've always remembered, and that is, in life and whatever that you're doing, you're gonna make mistakes. Just be open-minded to those mistakes and work around them. And then you may find that and he says something like that, not in those exact words, but what I got out of it was, if you make a mistake, keep pressing forward, keep working around it, because you may find that that was the better route to take. And that always stuck with me. And I thought, you know what? If I mess up, I can fix it. It's wood. I can curve it, sand it. I can cut the piece out, replace it. It's all fixable. There's nothing here. So we got Moonchild. I said hello, right? Sue, welcome to the party, Sue. I did not forget about you. That's awesome. Let's see. Moonchild said, I've been wanting to build a chicken coop of pallets, but I can't find any pallets around here. Like everything, yeah, it wants to charge me. Yeah, and there's money behind that, Moonchild, because the good pallets, they're worth money. And the thing is, I think Midas Welby, he used to do a lot of like outdoor, decks and patios, and the wood that they use for that is very good wood. I don't know the exact wood type. I want to say maybe it's oak or cedar. It's something that's very strong and durable, and it lasts. And that's why they use that for the pallets, because they're already like treated and everything. So they usually have chemicals in them to make them last longer. But anyway, yeah, I know what you mean. And the thing is, and I get it, everybody wants a break, everybody wants a discount. But what I was saying in the beginning is I can't do that because, it hurts in my profit margin and it hurts in my time, even though I've enjoyed it. And the main thing that I'll say out of woodworking for me, I can't speak for other people, it in the past has been a real stress reliever. It's taken my mind off the world. Um, it just takes a toll on your body when you do so much of it, and you're breaking down pallets, and and like this morning I woke up because I'm gonna say this better not come out wrong. I was bending over doing stuff and on the ground, and I put a pillow on my knees, and so all the back of my legs are sore. And I was like, this is what it feels like when you work when you're working muscles that you don't normally work. And I did the wood projects for so long, that it became not enjoyable anymore to me. And I think I'm done. And then people, for some reason, people are funny, because out of the blue I will get two or three like, I want that, build me one. And I'm like, okay, here's how much it costs. And they're like, okay, let me get back to you. Or they're like, hey, that's fine, just build it, I want one. And then it's just dead flat, nothing. I'll get two or three sales back to back, and I'm like, damn, this is going good. And then it's like nothing, dead silence. Nobody's asking for a swing, no one. So then it's like, and then it's just heartening to me, because like I don't think I want to do this or like invest too much. So, fire trucks going on, but it's not the zombie apocalypse, don't worry. I'm gonna jump around here in other topics, guys, so just hang in there with me. Trying to get to everyone's thing. Secret stuff. Tractor Supply gives them away for free. Here, check with them. That's good advice. Moonchild, did you see Secret Stuff's comment? I'm going down still. But want alert on Facebook Market for free pallets. That's a good idea for a shot. I'll double check Secret Stuff, but I'm pretty sure they are. So that you got that idea. First shot. Here's an idea, Moonchild. Instead of trying to build a chicken coop out of like a bunch of pallets, maybe get like a fence post, like a square fence post. Maybe buy like four of them, so you have four corners. And rather than buy a lot of wood or look for wood, look for the wiring. And then what you can do is stretch it out on the corners, and then you can nail it with those little circle tacks. And they'll show you at the store. I don't know the exact name, but it's like a little washer circle, and then it's a nail that goes right through it, and that way it doesn't slip out of the chicken wire or whatever. I would say do that. Or if you have a truck or someone that has a truck, and you see someone trying to get rid of a fence that's still pretty good, maybe offer to go pick that up for free if they're getting rid of it, or scavenge through the fence boards that are good, and you can mix match boards together. So just a thought if you're trying to cut corners and save money. So all right, let me go down here. Let's see, good idea. Okay, so it says we grow from mistakes. Yep, we sure do, Moonchild. Problem is that people who have never built anything have no idea. Exactly, first shot, exactly, 100% right. Never built anything and have no idea. Yes, Midas Welby had told me the same thing. He said the problem is, and you know, Midas said that, you know, somebody like somebody would ask him for a bid, so he'd go out and say, okay, it's going to cost, you know, to build this deck, or to fix this, you know, sheetrock wall, or this hole in the wall, whatever. He'd go out there and offer them bid, and Midas Welby was a one-man show. Like, he did it all, except for the plumbing part. He did it all. And so then the person he went out to said, well, I don't like his price. So they went and shopped around for another person who did it for cheaper. Well, that person that came out that offered to do it for cheaper had less skill. So you pay for what you get, right? Well, he ended up messing that up, and he ended up calling Midas Welby. And so Midas came out and says, I can fix it, but now it's going to be more, right? And the guy's like, wait a minute, you quoted me. He's like, yeah, that was before the other guy came in here and messed it up. Now I got to fix what he did, and I got to fix the actual problem itself. Might as well be. So anyway, good point. And I just, you know, and I remember that, because now when it comes to like something to do around the house that I don't have skill for, like plumbing, like we actually paid for someone to do our garbage disposal, and I'm glad that I actually paid a plumber, because I've done faucets. I've installed the faucets in the kitchen, the bathroom, ceiling fans, light fixtures in the house, outside. I can do simple stuff like that. I don't like doing it. But when it comes to plumbing, and I looked at YouTube and I was like, I can probably do it, but the chances are, there's a good chance I'm not gonna have a specific tool, a wrench or something. I'm gonna have to go back at least 2 or 3 times, because there's a little ring, a washer, tape, a different pipe didn't fit. I'm gonna have to go back and forth. That's time and money and gas, and their skill. Called a plumber out. 2 guys came out, an older white guy and a younger Hispanic guy. Tag team. Had 2 trucks that came out. Quoted us $269. I think we spent like $150 on the garbage disposal. Ended up being a little bit over $300, because I had to actually put some different pipes in and all that. They spent 2 hours here. 2 hours. Had I done that, I guarantee you I would have been twice, if not 3 times that amount. I would have spent 4 to 6 hours fixing that myself. Because I told my wife, had I attempted that, knowing that I don't have the skills and all the tools in the truck like they did, and the pipes and all that, I don't care. It was worth the money for me. So for me, I'm like, sometimes you just gotta pay. Get it done right. Because had I done it, my biggest fear is effing it up, and then have somebody come fix it. So let me check something here real quick, guys. I hope my battery's not dying, because if it is, I'm gonna have to go get my charger. Give me a few minutes. If you don't mind waiting, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Just give me a second. Let me get situated here. Make sure that I can. Oh, one of these fans is okay. I always try to be prepared. Red October. All right, should be good. Okay, let me see. What did I miss on the? I like doing these random chats. I don't like to say, I'm going live at 8 o'clock tonight. Be there, be square. These are more fun when we get randomly. Okay, so let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Let me catch it. First shot said, my effort goes into making. Yes, so the problem is, people that don't do the work, they have no idea. I don't know how many times I'll have to tell you guys how many times I have built something. Like, for instance, Somebody was giving away a free coffee table. If any of y'all want to do a DIY and do a flip, it was an old brown. Hey, good morning, Jesus. Jesus in the house. Um, I, I, I found this, or somebody was giving away a brown coffee table, and I looked at it for free, and I thought, I'm gonna get that table. I'm gonna message him, get it. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? Jeremy, welcome to the party. We're talking about woodwork and projects and just spending time and costs and all that. But somebody was giving away a free coffee table. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna message him, see if I can go by and pick it up. I did, got it, checked it out. I'm like, I can do something with this. So I got my sander out and I sanded the shit out of the top of the thing, right? Got all the wood, painted a Texas flag on there. I mean, I did it probably like in one day, coated it, everything, right? I was just like, oh, I was just like, just going, like nonstop. Like, I'm finishing this today. I think I finished it. If not, I went back the next day and coated it. Anyway, because the paint had to dry. Turn around, flipped it, 50 bucks. Easy, easy all day. I'm just like, done. I got that wood, I got that free coffee table for nothing. I had plenty of paint still left over from other projects and tape and all that. And I was able to make 50 bucks out of it. Told a guy to meet me over here, and he met me. He says, yeah, this is cool, man. I want it for my living room. Probably doesn't have it anymore, but you know, to have an item in your apartment, your house, whatever, that was just Texas theme, I thought that was cool. So, and the thing is, I can always make me one. So it's never like, oh, I don't want to let go of this project and that. Everything I have is for sale. That's for the most part. Hell, somebody even offered to buy this swing a while back, and I was like, I don't have any swings I have made. The only one I have is the one I have now, and I sent them pictures of it. And I'm like, I'm not building any swings because I know people are not going to pay my prices, especially with the cost of wood. It's like, I'm still going to be cheaper than if you go out to a company and spend one of those big bed swings and spend $600 to $800. I will do my best to cut corners and save on wood, but at the end of the day, if I can't get it for cheap, you can't get it for cheap either. I mean, it's just, you gotta either pay you can either pay my prices or you can go spend $200, $300, $400 at a big box store. It's up to you. So I have one lady, I sold a huge Texas, I mean a big ass one, heavy. I've never built another swing like that. It's just too much work, heavy, lifting it up. She still has it to this day, and she's hit me up like, she's already referred me 2 or 3 times, and I built on those. And this last time, she's like, hey, are you still building swings? My neighbor really wants to buy one. I was like, not right at this time. I'm dealing with my grandfather, but thank you. And she's like, okay, I understand. But I guarantee you, if somebody ever hit me up and says, hey, whatever it is it costs to build me a swing of these dimensions, build it, and I will pay you. I promise you, I'm gonna build it. So. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to charge out the wazoo. It's just, I know that you're serious, like you're willing to pay. Another project was I built some wood targets for a friend, lady who owns a business I won't say, and she had seen all my videos of throwing, and she's like, you know what? I'll buy if you make me 3 of them. And I put money, time, work into it. My elbows were sore. But I knew I had to finish it, and I had quoted her a price. And this is one of the most. I mean, this is one of those couple $100 projects. Like, hey, it's going to probably run this. I just want to let you know. And she's like, I'm fine with it. I've already done my research. I think I quoted her right under 4, 3-ish, 4 maybe. Let's just round it up to, I don't know, $350, $400. When I delivered them, I took them, and of course I showed her pictures, and I spent time. She's like, these are amazing wood targets for throwing and stuff. And I delivered them. I had to go out of town. She paid me at least 3 times that. And I was like, and she's like, it's worth the money. I appreciate it. I couldn't get anyone else to do that. And to my surprise, she actually was willing to pay for it. She goes, I already figured in the budget, and I did some research, and somebody else was going to pay me more than what you quoted. And the fact that I know you, and you do good work, and you delivered it, and I'm very impressed by it. She cut me a big check, and I'm like, That was my biggest job to this day. No lie, no kidding around. I'll probably never get a job like that again, but I'm like, but definitely treated my wife, bought her something that she had been wanting for a while, bought me something. So, good times. So you can't take the money with you. So, you know what I'm saying? What else? Let's see. I'm glad this is a little different. It's not about doom and gloom and prepping. I'm talking about something else. So here's a pro. Here is a pro tip, dude. Get the exact model garbage disposal when you replace it, and I'll make it super easy. You can hire a stylist to pick up. Okay, first shot. That garbage disposal I have is warranty's 10 years on it. So, and the labor on the plumbing thing is good for a year. So, appreciate it. Water heaters too. I've had two of them installed since we've been in this house. We've been in this house for let's see, 10, 6, maybe 17, 18 years, I think. We've gone through two water heaters, and this next go around, I don't think I'm gonna mess with it. I'm just gonna hire somebody. Just some jobs are not worth it to me. It's just like it's just too much headache, and I'm like, you know, I mean, I get it if I had no option, but me and my wife, we both we make decent wages. We're not rich. We don't travel around the world, but I mean, we can afford to pay people sometimes. Sometimes it's just the right thing, at least for us, not for everybody. Okay, and I says Secret Sub said you can hire a stylist on Amazon to pick up your clothes for $4.99. Oh, really? Wow. Cowboy Red, I live in the middle of Nowhereville, and some lunatic flew over my house this morning with a parachute and a motor attached, and very odd to see such a thing. Well, the thing is, when you live in open space in the country, you're gonna see some shit, or you're gonna be able to do shit out there that you won't be able to do anywhere. So I can understand this guy's like, hey, let me fly this damn contraption out here. No one's gonna care about that. So let me see. Let's see. Jeremy said, Red, it's a delicate balance act in home projects between doing it right and doing it right. Yeah, exactly. Remind myself that a project done with a little cost tends to become a costly. Yeah, the thing is, you see things like all these home improvements, Jeremy. This one's for you. All these home improvement DIY projects, and because I do a little bit, I'm not gonna say I'm a master wood person, because I'm teeny weeny on the scale of like these big master companies, but I at least have a sense of idea of the work that goes on behind it. So when you see these DIY home network, and they're like, we're gonna build a little coffee table today, we're gonna paint it, we're gonna do all kind of stuff, and don't worry, I'm gonna show you how to do it under $30. That they're only showing you a fraction of what it is, because keep in mind, number one, you got to have tools. Tools are not cheap. Miter saw, jigsaw, table saw, basics, right? Sanders, there's different kind of sanders depending on where you're trying to get into the corners. I got three different kinds, right? Sandpaper, jigsaw blades, right? Measuring tape, glue, nails, screws, right? Painter's tape if you're going to square off and then do edges and stuff like that. I mean, those are just basic stuff, right? I can probably think of a couple other little things, right? Then you have to go buy the materials, the actual materials that you're going to build whatever it is with you that run $29 or whatever, right? Then you got to have some skill set. You're going to use your electricity. That costs money, right? You may have to go back to the store because you forgot certain type of screw or nail or whatever, or you ran out of glue. That goes up some more. So all this stuff is stage and prop for time factors. Good morning, Mario. Good morning. USA, USA, USA. That's for Mario. That's what they don't show you on these shows. They're like, man, they make it look so easy. Anybody can do it. And I honestly, wholeheartedly, if you have a brain and you have some some creativity up here and some passion in your heart, yes, anybody can do it. But you got to have all that other stuff to actually build the project. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody can do anything, but you got to have the skill set at least. You have to have some direction, tools. And the thing is, if it comes to like home improvement stuff or just building projects, the thing that I always factor into these is, am I going to install this again in the next couple of years? And if the answer is no, it's not worth buying the tool. And I know some guys will be like, well, just buy the tool, use it, and then take it back. That's a little bit too extra work for me. And if I end up scratching the tool up and they're like, you've used this or whatever. If I'm not going to use that and it's not in my toolbox as a daily use, like a hammer, a drill, whatever, it's not worth it for me. I'm not going to say that for every situation, but that's another thing I factor in. If I have to go buy plumber tools, plumber wrenches, plumber this, plumber that, and I'm never going to install another garbage disposal in my restroom, I mean, it's like, why? Just pay someone. Just have someone do it professionally, and then you don't have to worry about, you know, breaking something or messing something up. All right, Thomas, welcome to the party. I try not to forget anybody here. Boom. Kingdom Princess, welcome. Kingdom Princess, I want to make sure because I don't want to assume. Kingdom Princess, you're female, correct? Just want to make sure. Welcome, welcome. I've seen your name before. I try to remember everyone as much as Thomas. I did say hello, Thomas. Mario, we said that. YouTube videos showing me how to do things has saved me. Yeah, definitely. I always tell people if you want to know how to do it, YouTube it. Most of life answers are on YouTube. Not all of them, but most of life's answers are on YouTube. You just have to do a search. Those shows are time lapse. They are, bro. I mean, it's like there's no way you can do that in 30 minutes. There's just no way, even with commercial breaks. Like they air a little bit and they cut it and they prep and you notice their studios are so clean. I always tell people, if you look at a shop, a mechanic shop, a wood shop, whatever kind of shop, painter shop, whatever, if that shop is clean, they ain't a real painter. They ain't a real mechanic. They ain't a real woods person. No shop, no real person who does this has a skill, has a shop that clean. It's clean for TV. That's it. So remember that. Yes. Okay. All right. I'm just making sure. Klingon. Klingon. Okay. I'm gonna call you Princess. How about that? Or I can call you KP. That doesn't roll off my tongue easily. So, but thank you for joining. As a old saying goes, a jack of all trades, but master. Yeah. Product reviews save me money, especially from little channels. Yeah, definitely. So we've been just talking woodshop talk about the project I just uploaded. I did some videos recently. I did a video I just uploaded before this one, being the best parent. So check that out. Under 2 minutes, if you have a short attention span, 2 minutes of your life may give you the best advice. So I'm supposed to rest today, but I think I'm going to try to build whatever I can. Another one of those Texas shaped ones. My wife's like, man, that looks really good, honey. Too bad I'm giving that one away for charity. So, or maybe if I build the second one and it's better than that one, I'll give the better one to the charity thing. So, yep, I'm trying to rest. This is me resting. I am always on the go, man. Like I move. Like my wife, she can sleep in late or whatever, stay in. But for me, I'm like, I gotta get up, move in, make some coffee. Even though I sleep late, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 at the latest. They're like, man, that's early. I'm like, no, like I gotta get out of bed. Otherwise I start feeling my joints, just my back. I'm like, I gotta move, man. Even when I get older, I think I'm gonna still be moving. When I'm throwing knives, I'm getting my steps in, like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So yeah, it isn't necessary to know all the stuff. Yeah, definitely. Chris Johnson, welcome to the party. Yeah, it isn't necessary to know all the stuff. Now, are you talking about all the stuff like in life or just all the details I'm telling you? I'm not sure Have you done any shooting yet? I have not, but I am going. I am going this month. Believe it or not, we got like one day of cold front. It was so nice. It was cool, crisp, and then it's just been hot. And then it rained. And it's been humid. Like today, the sun's already coming out. You don't get to see it because I have a cover right over here to block it out, but it's creeping through the thing there. But I am gonna go. And in fact, I was talking to my brother. Him and his wife, they want to go and get either a pistol or a shotgun for home defense. And he was just asking me some questions, and I was giving him my pointers. You know, the basic stuff. What necessary is to learn how to learn. What's necessary is to learn how to learn. Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. I get up at 5 a.m. every day, only know one way. Yeah, Mario, that's the thing is that you get so accustomed to military life or just a life itself, not just military, and you get its habit. Um, my grandfather would wake up 5 a.m. in the morning to, get ready to go paint. That was, he was a painter his whole life. Start the car up, warm it up, come inside, drink some coffee. You can't do that now, right? You used to be able to go outside, start your car, warm it up, your truck, right? Them old trucks back in the day, like in the 70s and 80s, them old Ford and Chevys. You'd pumped up the pedal, right? And you'd warm up those suckers, just running and running. Nowadays, you don't have to run everything electrical. And he'd come inside and he'd drink, and I'd be asleep in the room. I'd be stretching around as a kid, and I heard the motor running. He had a Nova 1972 cherry bomb mufflers, and that shit was loud, man, but so cool. It was like just I could feel like the house shaking a little bit, and them good old days. Deanne, good morning. Welcome to the party. So yeah, it's just habit, Mario. You get in habit, and it's routine. You gotta have routine, and this is the one thing I'm gonna give you some advice, Mario. When I used to work for a retirement company, and we dealt with retirees, people that retired. We talk about their benefits, and I always try to gain knowledge out of everyone, even from all walks of life. Whether you're the smartest man in the world, if you're a working man, woman, if you're dumb as rocks, if you're nobody, I try to gain something for everyone so that I can use it to my benefit. One of the things that I would hear retirees, older people say all the time, right? Most of the time they got bored, and I asked them, I said, what? Just so that I understand the situation, why are you going back to work? And it's usually either because I'm bored and I have nothing to do, or two, I need the extra income. Which made me think, you never really retire, you never really stop moving. And the thing is, that is the key. And people have told me that are older, are like, don't stop, keep moving. The moment you stop, that's the moment you start dying. Keep moving. Read books, which I know you do, Mario. Read load, right? Go for walks. Build projects. Stay busy. Stay productive. I have an uncle in El Paso. He's a retired vet. Served in the Vietnam War. Retired from the military. Career military guy. Retired from civilian work. And the last 8, 10 years or more, what he does to occupy his time, because he's retired, he just gets up, he hangs up, he has a flagpole in front of his house in El Paso. He raises the flag, he flies the American flag and the Marine Corps flag, the USMC flag. And I think that's so cool, right? That's how patriotic he is. He flies those flags up, right? And in order for him to have purpose, he makes wood projects. Not exactly like mine, but he does wood projects there. They for the church. So him and a lot of other retirees, vets, other retired people, they'll go around picking up free wood. They have to buy some of the wood out of their own pocket, free pallets. They break them down. They take them back to the church. They fellowship, right? They build, they share tools, and they donate it to the church. So they basically build crosses and all kind of stuff, and it gives him purpose, right? It gives him a purpose to go spend. I'm gonna go spend 2, 3, 4 hours over there with the guys, right? All the military guys, ex-military, other Christian people, Catholic people, and then they'll have their day where they sell it, right? And all the proceeds goes to the church. So they're doing something positive. But of course, I'm sure the church provides like tacos, donuts, coffee. It gives them some purpose. And I hope that's me one day. I don't know. I mean, what else am I gonna do, bro? You know. There you go. So that's my advice to you, Mario. You're still a young man, but we start thinking about these things as we get older. Good morning, Red. Just finished watching your other videos. Awesome. Thank you, Deanne. Boom. That's for you for watching the videos. Good morning, Lincoln Princess. Old trucks with the turn windows. Yes. Remember on the trucks where you crank it up? I was like, man, you don't see that no more. You don't see that. And it's rare if you get in a vehicle, you're thinking, where's the little button to raise the window up? So, and then the little side windows where you at the corner of the windows where you crack it, you put the little tip and you push it out, and you got the little ventilation right there. That's cool too. Old trucks with okay. So then back when they had carburetors on cars, yeah, the little ring cap, right? Take the little washer thing off and take the lid off, and that big old circle funnel filter. So yeah, I remember. No, bro, I was bored, plus having PTSD and TBI. What's TBI? I don't know what that is, Mario. TBI, what is that? Makes your anxiety go crazy. So yeah, staying busy is a must. Yeah, that's good, Mario. Stay busy, bro. Stay busy, man. I'll be honest with you, Mario. I think more than half of this country experiencing some type of PTSD. I don't think you're alone in that, or anxiety, or both. I've had my moments where just all of a sudden I feel this overbearing, something just come over me, and I feel anxious and I feel anxiety, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, what? Excuse my language, but I'm like, what? Like, I just get this nervousness. Too many people. It's too loud. It's just a weird feeling, man, and it's one that I don't like. And luckily, because we have been home, I haven't been around people, and I haven't had to be around. But even sometimes when I go to Walmart or local grocery store, and for some reason, if I see too many people, and there's just something just triggers it off, and I'm just like, let's wrap it up. I'm gonna get out of here. Or sometimes I won't even go in the store. I'll just tell my wife, I'm gonna sit in the truck. I'll just wait for you patiently. Go get what you're gonna get. I'll just wait here. Take your time. Take your time. I love you. Take your time. Because I know she wants to get out and do something. And not that I don't. Every once in a blue moon, I'll have this anxiety that comes over me. And I'm like, I don't like that feeling. It just happens as you get older, I guess. So let's see. Diaz said, my dad used to do woodwork and sell festivals and craft shows around Texas. Yeah, it's a good thing. It's good. And as long as you have passion and you love doing it, and you have pride in it, and you're getting a reward out of it, it's definitely worth it. People just don't realize, we were talking about this earlier, Deanne, people that don't do the work, whatever work that is, they don't appreciate the time, the effort, the materials, the skill, all that goes into it. If you spend $20 on the product, they want to give you $30 or $40. It's like, it doesn't work like that. Like, I got to have a profit margin in that, plus my time, labor, and then get reimbursement for materials. So when I go to wood shows, or when I go out and about and I come across a table that has a bunch of crosses, whatever, and someone's asking $40, $50 for it, I understand why. I won't necessarily pay that, only because there's a good chance I can make that same one. I'm not going to say I can make that same, because there's some badass projects out there, like, they spent money on that stuff, and that they had a machine kind of cut that. That's another thing. I don't do the American flags. It's just too much work. There's too many stars in there, and I just don't have the patience for it. Some people do, but I can tell you, most of the wood flags that are out there, it's rare that anyone will craft and cut each star out, or have what is it called, a router pin to do that. Most of those things are like just computer, like just a machine just goes in and cuts them all out, and then they do the rest of the work. They'll paint it and all that. I don't have that kind of money. I don't have that machine. But if I did, I'd be making a whole hell of a lot more of American flags. That's why I usually just do the Texas flags. I can tolerate one star, one and done, a big star. But to do 50 little stars, um, and it's a lot of work. I used to do like half a flag where like not all 13, red and white stripes and not all stars. And my uncle would give me shit about it. He'd be like, "There's not 50 stars on that thing. The stripes are not correct." And I'm like, "Dude, it's just a project. Leave me alone." Like, he was a stickler for that. Like, I don't go for perfection. I go for unique creativity. You either like it or you don't. That's no, my stuff's not for everybody. So, let's see. I miss those little windows. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Moonchild. I'm still trying to figure out what I like to do. I get bored easily with everything quickly. Yeah, so I get it. You're one of those that likes. I mean, you'll start a project and you're like, I'm done with it. So, have you ever tried moonshine? Have you tried crafty stuff like painting? Like, are you a person that does little tedious things? Like you can work on little tedious projects, or do you like knitting, sewing? Do you like to do painting? That's a relief stress right there. Um, you know, can you sew? Can you knit buttons? I mean, there's money for that. Some people need their pants hem and they can't. They don't have a local hem person, seamstress. People make money off that too. Do you have to do tumbler cups? There's a lot of projects out. The thing is, I'll tell you this. I'll tell anyone that wants to get into projects. Do something that's unique. Do something that not everybody else is doing. When I first got into the woodworking stuff, I was doing a lot of flags, Texas flags, American flags, because I had a star iron brand, and I would just heat it up and just plant it in there, and I had to go back. I was doing those. Nobody was hardly doing those, and then all of a sudden, these machines came out, and everybody started buying the machines and doing the little pin laser cutouts, and then everyone wanted to do it. And then during that time, somebody said you should do cornhole boards. Where you the little bean bags. People would pay. When I started doing that, there wasn't too many people doing that. And then everybody at the woodwork came out of that because they built the boxes, and then they had these. They're like I don't know what they're called. They're like label stickers that you just basically lay on top of the board, and they stick to it. And so you could have all kind of different designs. And of course, anyone that was doing it like me, just the old way, painting it or putting a design on it by hand paint, that just killed our business. So I stopped doing those because it wasn't worth the money, and there was no way for me to compete with people that had machines, right? The way of the future, AI. Um, so then I stopped doing that. And then I had a friend who just bugged the hell out of me to make me some corn. And I was like, "You're probably better off." And I was even trying to push that business. I was like, "You're probably better off just going through one of these companies." They're like, "Yeah, but I know you, and I'm willing to pay whatever price." I'm like, "Okay." I think it was like 210 by the time I was done. She ended up paying me 260 just for doing it for her, and I'm like, "I appreciate it, thank you." So haven't done any more boards since then. So because the thing is, I mean, when the money's right, and the market's there, um, you're either going to compete with everyone else. And that's the thing is, I don't want to do what 50 other people are doing. I don't. It bores me. Like, I don't want to do the same thing everyone else is doing. Um, there's not a whole lot of people doing swings because it's a lot of work. And the blueprint's all up here. Like, I work as I go. There are people that do different um, swings out there, but I try to be flexible so that I can be on top of that. I bet if I got back into it, I could probably sell a couple of them, especially during the spring and summer months. Now that we're about to get into fall, winter-ish, I think we still got a couple of months before we get really cold here. So it doesn't start getting cooler until later this month. We still have all of this month, November, December. And then usually winter comes to us after the holidays. Once Christmas is over, we get snow, ice, whatever. So it won't be a good time to be making any swings. So, all right, what else we got here? I always strive to be. I always strive to be. So, Chris, what do you do, Johnson? Like what kind of work do you do? You don't have to tell me the company you work for. Like, do you do wood projects? A problem my dad had is his stuff would be original, but as time went on, more and more vendors were copying his work. Yeah, that is, and the thing is, you can't stop other people. The ultimate compliment, I would think. Oh, okay, gotcha. It's very true, DM. Yeah, definitely. Secret stuff. Um, Secret stuff. I'm gonna leave this open. If you wanted to add something to the comment or you want to talk about something else, let me know. I had offered that in the very beginning, and then I just went on a rant or tangent about going on 56 minutes. These things go on pretty good. And believe it or not, I don't have 50 people up in here, so I can talk to all you guys. So I don't need to have a bunch of moderators and stuff. So, and you don't have to be subscribed to be part of my channel. So I'm just saying. I'm doing something right, huh? If I've been here since 2013, I'm still here. I'm doing something right, huh? I am doing something right. I'm living my life, that's for sure. So I think we had like 11 people at one point, then 7 people, 6 people, then it jumped back to 8. My little screenshot up there keeps telling me. I wear my hats. I wear many hats. That's good, Chris. I like those small chats. Yeah, definitely. You know, the thing is, I'm going to say this to everybody here is that sometimes we agree to disagree. Sometimes we see the light from different angles. Sometimes we see life differently, and that's one of the things that I've had to learn myself. I'm going to talk about myself here. Is that so? No one thinks I'm talking about them. Is that we see life differently, right? And we sometimes we have a stance on a certain topic or subject or maybe a channel out there, and that we we're just we just have a stance on it, right? And then somebody else has a different stance on it. And sometimes we agree to disagree, and sometimes we're like, you know, just try to always be open-minded. And I think that that's one of the things that I try to do here. Is I try to be open-minded. I try to be on the fence sometimes because I don't want to be on one side. I don't want to get caught up in the crossfires. But I will say that, you know, people grow, people change, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes when you take a stance on a situation, right, and then you have time to think about it, and a day passes, a week passes, and you think about it, you're like, you know, maybe they weren't, maybe they were right, maybe I was wrong, maybe maybe I see things differently now. I need to run my dog. Have a good day. Okay, brother, have a good day. Secret Stuff. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe, share, like, thumbs up, all that good stuff. So, I'll tell you a quick story. I saw this on TikTok, and this guy bought this property. I'm gonna try to make this short. This guy in Iowa, I think, Ohio or Iowa, bought this property and had a lot of land or whatever. Took a tour, decided to see a little portion that was hidden behind some trees, and it kind of met up on a little, I guess, creek, river bank on another adjoining property. And the guy that lived behind them actually put up some tables and all that, but it actually belongs to the guy that just bought the property. And he said the first day he went out, that the neighbor came out, and he, was like, had a bad attitude approaching him, and was like, chewing him out, and saying, I've been managing this property, this little portion right here, all this time. I've been here for 20 years and cut it out. And the guy's like, hey, look. He's like, it is. He goes, number one, I didn't even know that little portion of my property was back there. Number two, it is a little nice area. And the guy set up picnic tables and fire pit and all kind of stuff on there. I guess to have like, barbecue pit and all that. And so he's like, I'm going to get a surveyor out. We're going to see. And he goes, I don't have a problem with him being out there. It is my property. And he has a nice little setup. And I can understand if the guy's been managing it for 20 years. And here I am. I just bought the property. And, maybe the previous neighbors didn't know that little portion was back there. But I'm going to have some surveyors go back. And he's like, and he goes, I know it's my property. And he knows it's my property. But I'm going to have some surveyors come out here and survey so that we can address this, right? And he goes, I don't have a problem with the guy being back there. It's just his approach to me. And so he's been posting TikTok videos, and he's like, so everyone's dropping links. And of course I drop a link or a comment saying, because the guy was saying, what should I do? He goes, he could be a good guy. It's just his approach, his initial approach to me. I had to turn my Wi-Fi off, so I'm back. So he was just saying that his initial approach it just set me back, because he could have just came over and just talked to me, and I would have told him, hey, I don't have a problem with you being back there, and that would have been the end of that. But this kind of progressed, and he said he went out there a couple times to see if the guy would come out. Never did. The guy was a little bit older than this guy who bought the property. So I told him, I was like, look, buy a 12-pack of beer, go back out there. You see him, come on down. Sit down on the guy's picnic tables that's on your property. Just talk to him. Say, hey, bud, here's a beer, man. Let's start over. I just bought this property, just taking a tour, saw this portion here that I know is my property, and I'm gonna have some surveyors come out. I didn't say this all in text because it's limited, but that was my point of it, was just talk to the guy. And you might end up being friends, right? I said that 2 different times. Well, he ended up buying a 6-pack or something, had a little cooler, put some ice in there. He said he went out there, the guy wasn't there. Left the cooler there. A little note on there saying, let's talk. Here's some beer. Left his number on there. The guy went down because he saw the ice chest on there. Thought maybe someone left the ice. Saw the guy, called him. The guy said, give me a few minutes, I'll be down there. Got in his 4-wheeler, drove down to that corner. Said he sat down with the guy, talked to him. Awesome dude. Awesome dude. And he just told him, it was just the approach you had with me. When I came out, of course the guy didn't know if it was just some random guy walking the property. He didn't know if it was the new owner. He didn't know anything about the guy, and the guy that bought the property didn't know anything about that dude. So it's just a matter of communicating, right? And finding common ground and saying, hello. You remember how we used to do? Just talk to people, right? So he sat there, had some beer. He's a great guy, awesome guy. The guy even invited him into his house. He's a drummer, showing him the house, this and that. He said, we became friends. Just like that. A couple of beers, keep calm, talk, right? You can say your part. Hey, dude, it was your approach at me, man. That's it. I don't want to be have animosity. I don't want to be bad neighbors. I don't want to be fighting with you. I understand this is a sweet little spot. I have no issue with you being on this corner here, right? But just know this is my property. You have your stuff set out there. Hell, I'll even come out here and hang out with you and have some beers and just talk, and we can cue it up. Common ground, that's all it is, common ground. So let me see what some of the comments are. Secret stuff was last. Have a great day. Secret stuff. Clean. KP. Let's see. I saw on it. Spin bait. I take in mending. My creations are labor intense and expensive, and lace shawls, not production. Oh wow. Just pursue whatever it is that you have passion on. If you don't have any passion behind it, I say don't do it. Communication is so important. Yeah. And Deanne, that's something that I think that we've lost down these last several years, with all the fighting and bickering during the last administration. And, I don't care if you voted, didn't vote it, and I'm not going to shy away. I voted for Trump. for my own reasons. I don't hate anyone that voted otherwise. What I don't like is the disrespect, the name calling, the teasing, the just the constant fighting that they had with Trump last year, or the last 4 years when he was running. So many people hated on him, right? And now there's a new administration in office. Nobody's posting memes. No one's asking for impeachment. Nobody. I mean, it's like this guy can't do any wrong, even though they know the king has no clothes on. Nobody says anything. Nobody's asking for him to resign, step down for impeachment. It's funny how that works, right? It's rules for thee, but not for me, right? It's rules for the other side, but not for us. I mean, we've lost our way a lot, and I believe we can recover from it. I believe we can make a comeback. And I think that a lot of us are sick of the whole fighting and arguing. We're ready to be united again. We're ready for us to get back to it. We still have a lot of crazy stuff on the table with the whole, that's something that's concerning for a lot of people. We have a lot of people that are losing jobs, people that can't find jobs. Homeless is out of control in this country. People just got used to not working. A lot of people on drugs. A lot of people they don't want to return back to work. That are capable. I mean, partially I can't blame them, being that we have this other zombie stuff going on right now. But there's just a lot of things on the table, and it's just hardening to focus on that, or realize that this country's a mess. Not just this country, but this world is a mess. The cargo ships are still at bay. I don't understand that. That's one of the things I don't understand about the whole shipment containers out at sea. And I mean, they say there's not enough workers, or say there's not enough people, but I'm like, okay, not that many people died from the whole zombie virus. So where the hell is everyone out? I could understand if it was a Thanos effect and half the population of the world was wiped out. I can understand that. There's so many people still here, right? The zombie virus didn't kill that many people that were like, we just got all this open land now, because all these people that lived in these communities, these homes, they just disappeared. They died. Not that many people have actually died. I mean, a lot of people have died, but not enough to make an impact. Like, 3/4 of the population is like done, gone. And we have now all these jobs. We have all this room. Because to me, I always thinking, if the number of the people that have died from the zombie virus, I'm using code words, why isn't there more jobs? Why isn't there more land? Where are all these people coming from? Because where I'm at, Texas, it's just growing like crazy. Like, everybody's moving here, and I'm like, stay in your own state. Like, you can't stop progress, though. I gotta go. Okay, first shot. Sorry, brother. I know this went overboard. I usually cut this off after an hour. I'm gonna be cutting off soon, but it's been a good chat. So remember the good old days, friendly banter over politics. Yeah, just agreeing to disagree, laughing about it, making progress. Right, politicians working together. We are so divided from the politicians, people in power, all the way down to citizens. That's how divided we are, and it's a mess, man. Hey, Red. RC, what's going on, brother? RC in the house. Boom. I understand, bro. Slingshot. Oh, yeah, slingshots in the house. Boom. I lost hope in people. People are cruel and lost compassion. I did. I mean, yeah, Moonchild. I mean, I think the same thing at times. I thought, people are just shitty these days. People just, they don't have any care in the world. I mean, everywhere you go, it just seems like people they don't take pride in their job. They don't care if you're miserable. It's like the compassion for people, that compassion's lost, because people only feel compassion when they need your help, right? if you work in the hospital and you see it day in, day out, it becomes overwhelming. I have family that work for hospitals, so they tell me all these stories, and I'm listening to them, and I'm guilty of it too at past jobs when I've been there so long. This is why I switch jobs every couple of years because I'm just like I get burned out on it, and I see it turn me into something that I don't want to be. But I'm hearing these stories from family members of like, they're getting to the point where they're turning the sensitivity off, and I'm like, that person is scared. That person, they don't see what you see. They don't understand this whole being sick, hospital, stuff like that. Have some compassion. Like, be patient with them. I know you're stressed. I know you're overworked. I know that, they're putting more pressure on you guys. But just remember that these people are here because they need your help. And I guarantee you, if you were in that bed and it was the other way around, you'd be scared as shit too, and you'd be asking someone to have compassion for you. Sorry, that was a damn fly right on here. I didn't mean to blow in the microphone. Apologies. That was just a reaction. Like, get off my phone. Yes, my neighbor is getting overrun by people from out of state. And that's the sad part. It's like there's nowhere to go, Deanne. It's as big as Texas is. I will tell you this: if you want open land and you want distance, you're either going to have to move somewhere northeast of Austin, north of Houston, where still a lot of wooded area, or you're going to have to move west, like going out to El Paso, the Midland, Lubbock, well, not Lubbock, Midland, Odessa, La Mesa, San Angelo, all those little small towns in the outskirts of those. If if you really want to see nothing, just dirt, make your way out to like West Texas, West Texas, going up to El Paso. Nothing out there, not yet that I know of, unless it's changed. It's been several years since I've been that way. But if you really want to get away from people, but the thing is, it's like your source of income, jobs. There's nothing out there, so you better hope that you really can be secluded from people, because you will be bored unless you like the quietness, no people around, because people are overpopulating everything. There's nowhere to go. And I'm almost giving up of us ever moving from this house, because the thing is, we'll get a lot of money for this house where we're at because of the location. What we paid for the house, it's already going for like 3 times what we're buying it for, easily. The thing is, all the other houses are going for that now to buy 3-4 times that. So it's like, yes, we'll get a good chunk of money, but are we going to find another house so we can just say, here, I'm going to drop that same amount and pay this house off? No, we'll probably have to buy that house too. So it's one of those things where I've said, you don't get to take the shit with you when you die. And I told my wife this. It's like, if we ever sell this house and we buy a new one, we can put toward it or whatever, so we can live comfortable. But we're always going to be paying on something. I would love to live in a house and just be paid for, right? I'd also like to have a newer home if possible, because ours is not brand new. It needs fixing up, but it's our home, and it's still livable. It's not something that cannot be fixed or rebuilt on. It's just, it costs money. So let's see what else we got here. My civilian MOS. I don't know if Mario ever told me what TBI means. Did he ever tell me that? Maybe he left. Okay. All right, let me try not to miss anyone's comments. My civilian MOS. Oh, wait, civilized. People are so caught up in their own lives, they don't make time for. Yeah, exactly. And when it's too late, it's too late, Moonchild, because you'll never get that time back. I prefer mountains and dense wood areas. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely like. I don't like the desert, but if I had no choice to live in a desert, I guess I'll take it. But yeah, yes, I've been looking. Moonchild, Slingshot. I live in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. Clean Princess. It is. That's why always say I'm not built for this world. Traumatic brain injury. Traumatic brain injury. What's that? What's going on, Deanne? Sorry, I don't mean to pick my nose. Just itching in the tip. I'm not sticking my finger up my nose. Just itching. Yeah. So that's pretty much things that I think about on my mind. Um, and I'm getting hungry here. I need a TBI. TBI. What's TB? We're using all these code words here, guys. I gotta know what you mean because I don't know MOS and TBI. Yo, yes, I'm sorry. Yes. I apologize. Now I got you. Deanne is saying what TBI means is traumatic brain injury. Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm like, you're losing me. I'm like, how come everybody has all these code words? That's what he was. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. 10-4, over and out. Roger that. My apologies, Deanne. Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes I get caught up in messages and I lose focus. I'm like, oh wait, you're talking about that. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. After this, I'm gonna go inside and grab me a little bite to eat. I need to actually start the pit up so I can get it going, so I can throw some meat on there. Work on that other project. My wife will probably come down when I watch some football, and just kind of hang out here. Not too much going on. Gonna live my life and enjoy the moments I have, and some of those moments I enjoy doing this with you guys here because it's a good thing. So your compassion is very needed. So, yeah, don't give up on everybody. And I would say this: yeah, there's a lot of shitty people in this world, in this life, but there's also some good people still. There's still a lot of good people. They're out there. They're just a little bit more protective on being so open because people prey on other people that have compassion, that are willing to help out. I'm very cautious on who I help out and how I help them out because I know people sometimes will put on a front. They'll put on this act of like, I need help. And yet they'll turn around and do the same shit that got them in the mess in the first place. I'm like, you're not gonna change like that. Like, you just want someone to bail you out of the mess that you got yourself into. Instead of saying, hey, I want to change. I just need a break. I need to change. I need a chance to start over. And that's the funny thing with human nature is as much as they know they need to change and do better, they don't. My wife was watching this show on Netflix. I don't know the name of it, but basically the concept is, and I'm not picking on women because this can happen to men too, but basically this young mother who has a kid, doesn't work out with the baby daddy. She is kind of going from home to home. Her life's a mess, right? But the thing is, one of the things that happens is she keeps going back to her ex, knowing he's no good for her. He's not going to provide a stable home. He's in and out of their life. Of course, she's just drawn to him, attractively, I guess, sexually. And of course, she sleeps with him, right? And then the guy that is the good guy that has his shit together, that can provide a home, can provide stability, can provide a good life. She doesn't want that, and of course that can be men too. And that's the thing is, she's always trying to get a leg up, and she goes to the shelter home and this and that, and it's a good story for the couple episodes that I saw. What's up, Backcountry Preps? What's going on, brother? Welcome. I'm about to wrap things up here. I've been on here for like 80 minutes going on. But the thing is like people have the tendency of doing things that are bad for them, being with people that are bad for them. Yes, it's exciting. You got the hot chick, the wild child. She's killer bod, but she uses drugs, or he uses drugs. Could be the dude too, right? People are attracted to people that are not good for them because it's exciting, right? That's hot. They're hot. People don't offer you a future. They don't offer you stability. They don't offer you love. They don't offer you a good life. They do offer you misery, but for some reason, you won't go to the guy or to the woman that'll offer you all that. You want the bad one. You want that. Right? Human nature, I guess. And I know some people, even my wife, will say, "Well, why do you care about stuff like that? You're married. You're not seeing." I'm like, it interests me. It intrigues me because I'm always watching human activity, right? Not that I'm not human, right? I'm an alien, you know, visiting from the planet Mars. I've been here for 47 years, human life. Just kidding. I'm just being silly. But the thing is like human nature is to do bad, or is to, you shouldn't dip your toe in the water because you're gonna get wet. You shouldn't touch the fire because you know you're gonna be burned. But it's just curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity is what draws us toward the bad things in life. You shouldn't be eating sweets all the time. It's not good for you, right? You shouldn't be smoking cigarettes. It's bad for you. People do it. To each your own. You have to live your life. You have to. Let me go back up. I understand. I've seen that too, Red. It's feminism in a nutshell. Yeah, Slingshot. I mean, I know the video, and I'm not trying to jump topics completely, but just you were talking about modern men and women in society, and about the men depression in men these days, and it's because I'm all for equal rights. I'm all for fair game. I understand that for the longest time, women have not been able to compete with men's salary. I'm all for equal, right? I'm all for clarity in positions, jobs, relationships. Everybody put in 50-50. Everybody put in their portion, men and women. But I think what's happened, and this is kind of what you were talking about, is um, masculinity and feminism and all that stuff has changed the dynamics of how we see things in the world, right? It's and it's not everyone. I'm not going to say all women think like this, all men. But the thing is like being a masculine man with hairy chest and beard and muscles and just a man of the household is a bad thing, right? That's what the world is teaching these kids. It's like and these women, not all women, but there's women that have just dominated the role of the man, that now the man is put in the corner, he's put in his place, and it's like it's bad. And the woman, and that's, again, it works on both sides. I don't want to, I have to say it in the way that I say it, but that's why you see some of these women that are just like with bitchy attitudes, or just a bitch to work with, and men too, uh, that I think to myself, like, you look beautiful on the outside. I mean, you got the hair, the nails, beautiful looks, thick thighs, big rear end, tight ring, all that. You got the, but you got a shitty attitude. Like, you have a shitty soul. Like, like, who the hell would want to be married to that day in and day out? Just a woman who dominates the man like a little scared child. Like, and then you wonder why you don't have a and I know people like that in my family, and I'm just looking at them like, dude, stand up for yourself. Or like, but for me, in my household, and I know men that are still old school, like the woman is submissive, the man say so. In my household, me and my wife, we're equal. We both have the opinion. We both make decisions together. We both listen to each other. We both understand each other. We both make decisions together. We're equal, right? There's things that she's good at. I let her do. I don't step in that world. She pays the bills. She's better at it than me. I'm okay with that. I don't have to be like, well, what is this 5 cents for? Well, and why did you buy women's stuff? And what? And don't spend my money on. No, I stay in my lane when it comes to that. That's not what I do. If it's stuff for fixing around the house, doing the man stuff, cutting the yard, doing stuff that normally she doesn't do. She doesn't step in my role. I do what I do. We help each other out. I don't do it all by myself. And certainly if she says, hey, I need you to help me with this, get online, call this bill company because it's in your name, whatever. Or I need you to go and get me some stamps so I can, okay, hey, you know what? I'm gonna do my part. If this helps you do your part, I'll do this. But we're equal in that. And that is what society has taken away from the roles of men and women. And then you factor in man, woman, then you have he, she's, and she, he's, and then you have it's down here because they don't identify, whatever. Now it's just complicated, this whole world of man and woman, right? You live your life. I'm not telling you not to be an it or he, she, or she, he, or whatever. To each your own. We just live in a different world, but whatever category you fit in, just know that it should be equal with your partner, right? If it's man and man, woman and woman, it and it, whatever. Be equal in your roles, right? I mean, if you want to complicate your life and live a certain way, that's on you. But I just know that it does complicate the world because that's why we've gotten away from what we used to be, is because nobody wants just two choices. Nobody wants four choices. Everybody wants 20 choices, right? It's not, do you want this or this? It's, no, I want choices D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Well, that's not a choice. Well, I don't like those choices. I don't like this or that. I want more choices. The more choices you have, the more you complicate your life. That's it. It's as simple as I can put it. All right, let me get back up here. So true. Let's see. Sorry, I missed some of your comments. I just made a 12-hour trip to help get a friend out of a domestic violence situation. She spent the next day taking apartment and didn't help. Wow. So KP Princess, you helped somebody out. She spent the next day taking over the friend's apartment and didn't help financially of late wise. So the person you helped out, KP, ended up not contributing. Is that what you're saying? Moonshot, but what if a person is drawn to all bad things because that's how they... Okay, I'm going to address your question, Moonshot. But what if a person is drawn to all bad things because that's how they see or feel about life? I've seen a lot of that. Okay, here's my answer to that. And this is why I don't get involved with people that have that mindset, that live that way. This is for Moonchild, who have no what I'm trying to say, who have no plans of changing that. Live your life. If that's what you like, that's what you want to do, that's who you want to be with, just don't call me for help, right? Don't call me to fix you out of a jam. If you want to live that way, live that way. God bless you, wish you the best. I don't want to be part of that. The problem is people that live that way and have that mindset, they want to continue to live that way, but when they get in a jam, they want somebody else to bail them out. They want somebody to fix it so they can go right back into it. And that's for me, that's not going to fly. And I'll give you an example. One of my kiddos, I said, if you separate from your husband, I don't wish that on you. I hope it makes up. But if you separate and you want to come back home, you have a place. But we're not going to do this thing where they're coming over on the weekends, they're hanging out outside, they're sleeping in their car, you're going out. You're either together or you're not. Either you're together and you go live your life, or you separate and you come back home, but you're not going to be doing this back up. You're not going to have your cake and eat it too with me. I'm not going to pay for that. I'm not going to contribute to that. Live your life. That's what you want. Go. Stay with them. I pray that it works out for all my kids. But you don't get to have your cake and eat it too. You know, it's just like me. I didn't get to separate, divorce my ex-wife, sleep with her, and sleep with my wife now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't work like that. It's like I don't get two cakes. You know, I have to pick and choose. I don't get to sleep with my ex and also sleep with my current wife. You know, it's not fair. You know, and I know things happen like that. I know it sometimes it slowly transition. It happens. It's life. But eventually, you get to a point where you either pick, you choose. It's freedom. Just don't expect me to bail you out. There's my response to you, Moonchild. Ah, let's see. But what is the person? Okay, so true, Moon. I've seen. Okay, blah blah blah. Not me. Besides being a bit of a hermit, that's why I'm single. So a red flag goes up, I run the other way. Been there. Let's see, Moonchild. I need to learn to let them suffer their own consequences in my situation. There's a child involved. You know, it's hard when there's KP when there's kids involved. I get it. I get it. It's led up to the rise of the MGTOW movement. Yeah. I'm gonna let Slingshot Warrior respond to you, KP, on that. You said MGTOW question mark. Yes, my last relationship was trying to roll several reverse. That was so uncomfortable. I like the man to be strong and leader. Yeah. Magnum PI with the mustache and hairy chest. uh, Princess, right? It's frowned upon if you're hairy like that now, right? Whenever a child is involved, yeah, yeah. Men going their own way. That's the way it should be. Should be read. Yeah. Thank you. There's a growing number of straight men who are avoiding marriages. Yeah, I see that on TikTok a lot. Slingshot. A lot of guys are like, when the women are like, I'm at Home Depot. Where are all the men at? And they're like, we're working. We're working. You know. And the thing is, they make all these cute videos that like, I'm looking for a good, strong man, a guy who wants to, who works and this and that, and who's going to be loving. But they say that for video content, but they don't mean that. They don't want the hardworking, good, the guy that has his shit together, good guy. It may not be the best looking guy who's out working in the fields or whatever. They want that cute TikToker guy who's going to cheat on them 10 times over and then dump them when they're used and abused. That's really what they're looking for. There's a girl. All right, let's see. I've only been in two relationships. I didn't open up very easily. First was 10 years. And for any women out there still listening, I'll tell you this: if it's been 10 years and you're in the relationship, beyond that, it's not going anywhere, because that old saying is, "Why buy the cow when you get the milk for free?" Because you can get all the benefits with no strings attached. And that's any guy. I'm telling you that right now. So there's a little tip from you. One must also understand the equal and the 50. Yeah, exactly, Chris, Moonchild. I think Western women. Yeah, exactly. This is true. I prefer quiet. Oh, let's see. Both statements are correct. I've been in 10 years relationship. I love one. Okay, let me try to get down some. If one wants to come back after that, I just can't allow myself to be. The thing is that you don't have any more time for that, one child. I mean, I think the same thing. Like, I don't have time to play games. If this doesn't work out and I get divorced again, I mean, it's like I don't have time. I'm not going to start over and find another woman with kids and raise them up. I'm done. I want to enjoy my life. I want to, this is going to be an easy ride this time, So I'm your Huckleberry. In the evening, I might speak up to ask a crossword puzzle question. Other than that, peace and quiet. Yeah, I don't understand women. Alcohol never broke my heart. Exactly. It sounds nice. Yeah. So anyway, it has been a good chat, guys. I do appreciate you all. I hope y'all have had fun. I'm going on 95 minutes. I need to get moving because I've been sitting my butt here and I have to move. So you guys have a good day. Stay blessed. Go check out my other videos if you want to see something else, or you just like, I can't get enough of Red October. So just kidding. Anyway, y'all have a blessed one, and just know that keep living and live in the moment, enjoy, and don't let people discourage you. Slingshot, I know that a lot of times people get on your thing and they start talking shit. Just block them, ignore them, brother, because you're not going to change it. Hey, Warsaw, you're late, brother. But thanks for saying hello. Inshallah. All right, I got to go. I think wife is downstairs, so I need to get moving. Peace, love, God bless you all. Red October out. Bye.